Hey everyone, I hope you're well. It's been quite a while since my last video actually, mostly because just a lot has been happening in my life. I'm super busy because I recently graduated and now I'm just working all the time. But recently I did actually get the chance to visit home for a week to see family and most importantly for my granddad's 80th birthday, which was all really lovely. So I took my cameras down with me to take some photos just of the area because I always like going back home because it's not really somewhere I've photographed a lot really. So there's always something new that I find. So I took my Pentax 645 with me, and also as a backup camera I took the Zeiss Icon, which is another one I've done a video on, the flippy camera, just in case my Pentax broke. So I brought 3 rolls of Portra 400 with me, and yeah, just cracked on and shot some photos as and when I could. I luckily had access to a car for a little while as well, so that meant I could go around and just have a bit of a road trip, which was fun. So as many of you who live in the UK will know, we recently had a massive heat wave, and I was lucky enough to actually go down then during the heat wave, which was pretty insane. So the idea is I kind of had when going down there, based on the weather, was photographing like British suburban summer. So basically kind of the locality and the types of houses and in basically midday sun. I spent half of my time in North Devon, which is where I'm from, and another half in Exeter. Didn't take as much photos in Exeter. There is the third roll I still haven't developed yet, or some photos I took there. I know I say this every time I make a video, but I guess it's kind of a good thing that these are some of the best photos I've ever made, for sure. I'm definitely getting more into making my images more colourful. I've noticed in the past they're quite desaturated. So I've really been enjoying, overexposing Portra to try and make the colours pop a bit more, and not being afraid to like increase the saturation level in Lightroom, because my scanner, although it's a good flatbed, it's not the best. So the Zeiss Icon, although it is a pocket camera, I wouldn't just take it with me to a restaurant or something like that, because it's just a bit too awkward, or a bit too, it just wouldn't really suit me, and because it doesn't really have a meter on it, I'd have to get my phone out and it would just be really inconvenient. So kind of the pocket camera really that I've noticed a lot of people use and a lot of people recommend is the Olympus XA. I wasn't really willing to spend like over £100 on a pocket camera just yet. I wanted to kind of figure out if I do actually need one or not. So looking on eBay, I noticed a lot of people kind of recommend the XA2 as the cheaper one. I went for the XA3, which is pretty much the same cost. It has like 2 different features to the XA2, but it's basically the same camera. I got this from it was like a charity eBay store where basically they sell stuff, but they don't like test them or anything. So this was like untested, and I was like, because of the clamshell design, like it's probably going to be fine. But upon looking into the battery compartment, completely rusted, and in there it was terrible as well. But I was kind of thinking loads of people just chuck old cameras away because of their rust and stuff, and perhaps this is why someone gave it to like a Goodwill. So I cleaned it out and it works perfectly. So if you have a camera with some maybe battery rust in, just think about cleaning it, because the chances are it'll still work. I reached out to people on my story to be like, what's the best way to do this, and people recommended vinegar and a Q-tip, and that worked great. So yeah, it works a treat now. I haven't actually popped a roll of film through this, but in terms of like it actually operating and stuff, it works. The issue I think I might come across with this camera is the focusing stuff, because it's obviously zone focusing. I have 3 different zones, which may make me actually buy an XA, but I wanted to just test out this camera in a point and shoot to see if it's something I'll actually get any use out of. While I was back home as well, my granddad really lovingly gave me one of the cameras that he has that he got from a neighbour. He basically said he doesn't really feel he'll use it, and I definitely will. So yeah, Pentax Spotmatic is the camera. I looked it up. I know a little bit about the Pentax 35mm range, and they're pretty good, especially the glass on them as well. Obviously, Olympus OM1 is my favorite 35mm camera. I have 2, but only one works. Recently, that camera doesn't work on 1/1000th of a second. I need to get it serviced, but it's just, So if that camera does like properly break on me, I've got a backup here, but I think I'll definitely use this camera, because yeah, when you shoot a lot of photos on film, you need at least two cameras. One is a backup and one is your main camera. But I'm going to test this out and see how it compares to the OM1, because as you know, OM1's just a great favorite of mine, but I'm really looking forward to trying this one. It seems great. So I'm looking forward to making some videos on both of those cameras. Another interesting thing is that because I obviously own my film photography shop, I'm getting access to the new Ilfo color disposable cameras, because Ilford Imaging are bringing out a color disposable camera, which is pretty neat. So hopefully I'll be able to try one of those and show you what it's like. And yeah, that's as much as I've got to say today. It's been weird having such a long break from making videos like every week to not very often, and I guess it'll probably continue this way because just constantly working. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. If not, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I've noticed Twitter is a great platform for photography at the moment. So yeah.